Ferrari found themselves in some new territory after the practice testing in Bahrain, and it looks like the Italian team will be showing off a lot more speed than we thought they would in the first race in Melbourne. The other teams have gotten suspicious because there are lots of reports from Red Bull and McLaren that the red car team has hidden their car's true speed way more than they did, and with this in mind, can we see a Ferrari with a step-by-step improvement compared to where they were in Bahrain? There is no question that the practice test could have gone much better for Ferrari, but the fact that everyone was happy with how the car performed and it showed exactly what needed to be shown was a perfect example that the team knows much more than we do. This is the main worry for McLaren, who said that they don't trust Ferrari at all when it comes to the Bahrain test results, and if you look at the things Vasseur said, you could understand why the other teams racing against Ferrari are having doubts about how fast the red car really is. The French team boss has been pretty sure that there are lots of things to consider, but the most important thing is that they didn't go to Bahrain to show off any kind of speed at all. They did it so that they can see whether the computer data would match the real track results they'll get with the SF25. The fact that this worked out well shows that the whole car design is working great, and if you add the fact that Bahrain is a track that's hard on the back tires, which doesn't really help the newly designed Ferrari, you'll get an answer as to why everyone is worried there is more speed hidden away. When talking about the improvements that the SF25 made over the winter break and how they were put into the car's performance in Bahrain, Vasseur has gone on to say, with the suspension change, we have opened a new door for making the car better, because after a few years there was a need to change something different, and I think we have all done it so far. It is working well. I'm not talking about winning, but about the numbers. Everything is going in the right way. Are we ready to win in Melbourne? Honestly, I think it's too early to say, also because the weather here in Bahrain was for once so crazy that it's hard to have a clear picture of what's happening, but from one practice session to another the situation changes a lot. We don't know how much fuel the others have. It becomes very hard to figure out everything. What is very interesting here is that his positive attitude is not shared exactly with Leclerc, who warns that the car's steadiness needs to be worked on and that the last 2 days of practice testing have shown a lot of up and down performance about the car. Yep, Leclerc has gone through good times and bad times in the past couple of months with Ferrari, and you would understand his careful approach to the new season, but still, when things get serious, he knows that until he sees that car delivering amazing performance on the track when it matters the most, then he can't only say good things about it, explaining more about his feelings about the car and sharing yet another carefully positive approach. Leclerc said, I would rather wait before sticking my neck out to say whether the car is fast. We will only see in Melbourne where we are. We will have everything in the best shape to try to get the best from the car. During the tests we had a harder time with the car balance. The number one reason why Ferrari will be looking to score big points in Melbourne is not just because they trust their drivers, but also because of what kind of track it is. This is a circuit that is much harder on the front tires compared to Bahrain, and with the new front pull rod suspension, the SF25 setup will be much better suited to these types of tracks on the racing calendar. This is not the only goal of the team, far from it. They are also trying to widen the working range of the car to a much bigger extent so that the setup will be able to make the drivers more comfortable. When certain weather or track situations are not going their way, a lot of this would have to do with the new rear wing, which has a more curved spoon shape, and it will definitely be widely used on medium downforce tracks on the calendar. And to say that the goal for Ferrari is to win everything is definitely putting it lightly. Just look at how confident they sound when they have Hamilton talking about the team's chances. Everyone is looking at Lewis, and they should be. The man has been treated terribly wrong at Mercedes, and after that bad time, he is finally in a car that can win races and fight for the championship. The only thing now is that he has a very competitive teammate in Leclerc, and there is no doubt that the Monaco driver will push even harder to get what he feels is rightfully his, the championship. It would be interesting to see how Vasseur is going to handle two alpha male drivers like Hamilton and Leclerc. And not only is he not backing down from the challenge, but he's actually welcoming it fully when talking about this management process that should be a much bigger problem than We could have imagined once the helmet visors go down. Vasseur said that he would much rather have drivers who will fight at the front than at the back of the grid. Something he might feel sorry about a bit later down the line if things go horribly. Wrong to top that, all Ferrari are not stopping here. They are now doing 3 days of computer simulator work in Maranello. When it comes to the SF25's behavior in Melbourne, as the goal is loud and clear win from day one and never look back. The positive feeling is building in the background, and you can understand why the drivers and the team are feeling the need to prove to the Ferrari fans that this is finally going to be their year, without any problems being caused by their side. This is a mission that they've been trying to complete for a very long time, and now that they finally have the right car for it, the team has a very interesting problem. Who is going to be their main driver? It was expected to be Leclerc, given his experience with Ferrari, but the learning process of Hamilton has gone a bit smoother than any of us could have maybe guessed, which is why he is now at the very center of attention ahead of the Melbourne debut. The weaknesses that were talked about during Ferrari's winter training are now all gone, and we're talking about tiny differences between Leclerc and Hamilton, which should be seen in Australia, and the comments from the 7-time world champion are much more encouraging than the ones from Leclerc, explaining more about his personal feel with the car and how it's responding to what he does. Lewis said, "It's a bit early to say, but I am really enjoying the car. We are slowly getting to know each other. We are testing a bunch of things. So I'm not doing setup changes or telling them where I want the car to go. We are just going through the steps. I got to explore a bit of my talking with my engineer so far. I really enjoy driving this car at the moment. There's still room to explore more, and I am just bit by bit getting out a little bit more each time. The car likes to be driven differently, and that is a really fun journey, but at the moment it feels that we definitely feel the car underneath me. I feel that the car is responding to what I do. Today was a positive day, and making those small steps with the setup felt right. There is, however, some more work to do so with all of the careful positive thinking that is currently present in Ferrari. There is nothing that we can do but sit and wait and see whether they've hidden more performance than the rest of their competitors. Of course, a big talking point will be the rear wing of the car, something that is being looked at thanks to Red Bull's technical director Pierre Watch, who added that this is going to be an ongoing problem throughout the whole season if the FIA doesn't do anything about it. The racing organization replied with a quick action, putting rear wing cameras that will watch any type of bending from Melbourne onwards, similar to what they did with the front wing bending problem last year from Spa onwards. With all this in mind, do you think the Ferrari have hidden a bit more performance than usual? And if so, do you think they have a real chance to fight for both of the championships like they say from day one? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to know more about the FIA's investigation regarding Ferrari and McLaren's rear wing bending scene in Bahrain, make sure to check out the video that's appearing on your screen right now.